Okay, guys, I think I'm live. I'm not sure if I am or not because I have an issue here. I got a new PC and I'm in the middle of setting it up, and I'm not sure if it's working right. I'm getting just a flashing screen here. My thing is just flashing my thing. I think it's my display settings aren't set up. So if anyone is really good, like Ralph Morrick, um, come up here and help me out and get my settings right on my PC. I'm going to put the link in. I forgot to do that. As I said, I just bought a new PC. Thought I'd have it set up well before the thing, but I didn't, of course. So I'm not sure if it's working, if it's not working, what's happening. But I'm going to try and see will it work or not. So link is there. Let me know if you can hear me. And oh, I have someone there. Scrap it. Ralph is there. Ralph.
So what's the problem?
Well, it stopped now as soon as I brought you up, but I was getting.
See, I fixed everything just by being here.
My screen was flickering, constantly flickering there, and now it stopped as soon as you came up. But anyway, I bought a new PC. I bought a HP Omen. It's got a Ryzen 7 and it's got a 3060 in it. So
nice.
It was reduced down by 300 quid. So I said I'd buy it.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I have someone in the basement.
Again, I heard a blip.
Yeah, I have someone in the basement. I don't know this guy, so I'm going to bring him up and we'll take a chance. He looks legit to me. So, Raymond.
Yes, hello.
Hello, who is this?
Raymond. I've been on the show one time.
I think you are.
Now that you mention it. Now that you mention it, yes.
Yeah, I just seen it pop up as a notification. I figured I'd drop by and say hi.
Yeah, so I'm just testing out my new PC, as I was saying there. I got a new PC because the laptop was playing up, and I thought I'd have it finished, the settings, but I don't have the settings all finished. Tell me this, Ralph, while I have you there. I've connected this to a TV, okay? Yes. And what I'm getting now is, oh, Raymond is gone.
Raymond? Turned into a white circle. Oh, there he is back.
Yes, I was just checking the buttons.
That's all right. And now what I'm getting is when I have my we'd say my Google Chrome is open there now. I cannot see the X up at the top, or I can't see the top. What ratio should I have this set to?
Well, usually 16:9.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, as in when I go in here to my display settings on.
Your resolution, is it a 4K screen?
It's a 4K screen.
It's in so 4K. That would be what, 38. Let me check.
No, 1080p I'm just trying to get. I have to minimize the screen now.
1920 by 1080. That's standard HD.
Yeah, I'm just.
But if it's 4K, you can set it really high.
No, but I'm wondering why I'm not getting the full.
Raymond dropped off.
Oh, because let me just see what it says here. Display resolution is mine is set to. Let me look there. My display is set to 1920 by 1080. Yeah.
Yeah, that's standard full HD.
Yeah.
But if it's a 4K screen, you're missing a lot of workspace. Actually, you can set it to 3840 by 2160, which is basically double of both.
So
4 times higher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I'm still when I would say make the when I Google Chrome opened up on it, I'm missing the top bar completely. I don't see the little red X or the minimize or any of that doesn't show up for me.
That is weird. So it's not a new screen, or is it also a new screen?
It is a new screen as well. You see, I bought.
Okay. Usually the screen has like buttons on the side or on the back.
I'm looking at
which you have to like make sure that it fits. Usually there's some settings for that.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at that.
What type of metal is bank cards? It's silver color.
Actually, but I better say hi to everyone who's there.
Yeah. Do that first and answer some questions.
Welcome in. Who's mate? Welcome in. Ralph Morrick, welcome in. Double R Restorations, welcome in. Ian Matthews is in the shed. Earl is saying hi to everyone. I put the link out then. George, welcome in. Park Nest, welcome in. Raymond, thanks for being up. And hey guys and girls, what type of metal is on bank cards. It's silver color. Thanks. Well, some of the bank cards. I have someone in the basement actually. I'll bring this person up first, and then we can thank. Some of the bank cards had gold on them, but I've noticed in the last new bank cards I've got that just got that silver as well. So I don't think it's
gold. So we said gold. So we said gold.
No. Oh dear,
Worth nothing to me.
But yeah, the bank cards. I don't think it's gold anymore. It's just. I think it's just an aluminium foil of some sort they're using, or some sort of cheap metal. It's like everything else. They all changed.
They figured out something cheaper works, and then they stuck with that.
Yeah, because the old bank cards used to always be gold. I noticed that when you get them, the little chip, the same as what your SIM card in your phone, and if you put them into the acid, they used to come off the same as the gold used to. So they were gold as far as I was concerned. But the new ones doesn't work like that anymore, I'm afraid. Mr. Matthews, how are things?
I'm okay, overfaced. I think that's the word.
I seen you were weighing in again, sir.
I am. I'm just trying to get chat up, and I can't do two things. I can't talk and do work with the computer at the same time. Just you go to the bottom, you click that. We're in business. Hello, everybody in chat there. Oh yes, just trying to make some space, getting rid of the light iron and cast iron alley. I'm pissed off because I've just found another fire extinguisher.
I'm just going to show something to Pooh's because she said unless the gold just wore off the thing. Well, this is a brand new bank card I only got in the post the other day, and they've changed it to silver. No longer gold chips. It's a silver.
I've seen them as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that used to. Oh, let me see if I have an old bank card in here that had the gold still on it. Well, that's an old ID card, and that used to have. See the gold. Oh, where's it gone? Come back there to see the gold on the chip. So there you go. Different. Yeah. So that's what the bank cards used to have, but now they're all gone to that silver. Because again, here's the new Revolut card. Where's my new
I have
Revolut
a couple of
card?
those actually in my pile of stuff that I'm going to send you.
There's a new
crap, I dropped it.
There's my credit card, and you can see it's not gold anymore. So
it's black.
It's the gold card is black, but the chip is still silver. So anyhow, they're just like everything else. They're getting cheaper and cheaper, putting stuff into it. So
this is still gold.
Yeah, that's still gold.
Hmm.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you left one of them.
I take those out usually.
I did leave one of them there, Mr. Matthews.
I think it's still on the floor, to be honest.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, if it was copper, it'd be picked up, but when it's gold, it's just.
My shed is paved with gold.
I'm just reading in case I missed anything in there.
Oh, there's a guy there that's asking you some questions. Raymond Rays wants to know about using.
Because I'm having a hell of a problem with these IC chips. What's your problem, Raymond? What's the problem you're having with the IC chips?
Well, this is the place to ask, isn't it? Is Raphael in the chat?
No, I haven't seen Raphael come in yet, but sure, we're all busy people. We can't be expected to be everywhere every day. Raphael has his own things going on too.
I've been
American's favorite order. Welcome in.
Hey, hello AFH. I've been painting and decorating today, so I haven't done much scrapping. So
I've been casting more of these things.
Awesome.
Yeah. Look at it on his neck. I never took much notice there. Look at that. He's it already on himself.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is a Nordic gold, and these are sunset bronze. But they didn't come out as well. I'm going to try to salvage what I can from these by trying to make them good, but I'm probably going to cast more. Also going to cast more Nordic gold ones. And maybe a silver one.
Hey, hello, Shark.
What up? How's everybody today?
Hey, look at the doggy looking in the background.
Yeah, that's Lulu.
Lulu. Lulu.
Say
Lulu. Lulu. Hello, Lulu. Hello, Lulu.
Hey, Jude.
See, you know, they understand doggy language. What are you saying hello to it for?
So I told her to lay down, so she went over off camera to lay down. She's shy.
No.
Well, Malcolm, Shark, you would know. You know the new bank cards how they've changed from the gold chip. a lot of them now have these silver chips on them. I'm not sure what it's like in America. Do you have chips on your cards at all? Do you use chip and pin over there at all? Or because the last time I was in America, you weren't really using chip and pin.
Yeah, we're using chips.
Okay, and are they gold or are they gone to that silvery color?
Let's see. That one's gold.
Okay.
That one's gold.
Oh, yours.
That one's gold. Yeah, mine are all gold.
Okay, because over here they're gone. A lot of them are gone to that silver. And Watchcall was asking there, Malcolm, I think he was asking, was it silver or was it platinum or whatever? As far as I can gather, it's silver. But I have an old card, and what I'll do is I'll test an old card during the week, and I'll have an answer for you next week, Malcolm, if you're in.
There you go.
If it was silver or if it was, so I'll test it for silver, and if it doesn't come back as positive for silver, then we'll have to get a little test for platinum and see, do we get a platinum reaction? So
I think of all the cards over the years I've cut up with scissors and thrown in the bin.
I know. Well, hey, at least you cut them up. Most of mine, I just go to the shop and they cut them up for me.
Most of mine I just give to strangers.
Scrappy and Hoarding and Tinkering Fun, welcome in. Gibby the Scrapper, welcome in.
Hello all.
Anyone else coming in? I think I said hello to everyone else. Yeah, so I got a new PC, Sharky.
Oh, very cool.
I was having difficulties there. That's why I was about 5 minutes late coming on, trying to set it up. And then I panicked because my screen was flicking. So I went back to my laptop, and then I switched the laptop on and it won't come on. So my laptop must have known I bought a new PC and decided to die.
It's artificial intelligence. You know, they have a soul, you know.
What do you think Intel Inside stands for?
So I got
hello, Gibby.
Not as high spec as yours now, Shark, but it's a Ryzen 7, and it's got 16 gig RAM, and it's got a 3060 graphics card in it, so it should do what I want it to do.
Yeah, you're all right. I've just had to change one of the valves in mine.
That looks like some of the modules I used to have to change out when I was first aboard ship.
Let me see. Watchcall's giving an answer there.
That's an experiment in the future. That it's a sun bulb. It's got liquid sodium in the tube, which I want to break underwater. See what it does.
Sodium nitrate. Yeah, that's cool.
Fresh wash in a blue bowl. You're going to use the blue bowl method to sort it out. I was going to just use a sluice when I do mine, when I incinerate them. I've seen a lot of people make sluices out of like drainage pipes, which has the little riffles already in them. And that was my plan, George. But yeah, I can't get the blue bowl over here in Ireland. I can get it from America, but by the time they ship it over, it'll be double the price. So I might wait until I go to America, buy one over there, and try and bring it back in my suitcase.
Yeah, there you go.
One of those gold panning bowls.
Yeah, the little blue bowl, and what
with the ridges on one side.
Well, no, it's got like a cone in the middle, and what happens is it pushes up the debris out, and it leaves, so it separates the gold from the rest.
The gold, you know, this stuff.
Yes,
this stuff.
I think, or is that me? Is everyone frozen?
This kind of stuff.
No, we're all still good.
Yeah, gold.
Yeah, no, that's not the gold roundabout anyhow. But stop throwing that away. I guarantee
Anyway, where is it?
You've been watching too many E-Waste Mike videos there.
Where is it? Where is he anyway? Don't matter, scrap, fool.
Oh, look at my mug. Look at my mug. Yeah, I've got a good mug. Dean Matthews mug. Dean Matthews. But yeah. So, what has everyone been up to? What have you been up to, Shark? Anything interesting?
I had a wonderful experience yesterday. I spent the day at a selection board where we were interviewing candidates to go to the U.S. Service Academies. Trying to winnow the number down from 25 candidates to the one or two that are actually going to be able to go.
Okay.
So absolutely fascinating experience. It's wonderful to see how good the youth really is. It really uplifts your soul. It makes you feel good about the future when you get to spend the day talking with these young people who are bright, intelligent, hardworking. They're going to be great leaders for the future, regardless of what.
And you're going to rip the soul out of 23 of them. Oh,
well,
you're going to sleep tonight, you.
What, you can't. They can't all go in. So
Shocking. I've been there, right at the bottom, rejected. And look what happened to me. I ended up as a scrapper. Having said that, you were at the top of the tree. How have you ended up?
As a scrapper. You see, there's many paths to being a scrapper.
I wanted to get into metal casting, and I turned into a scrapper.
That's what. Well, you see, the scrap. Well, you're different. You do the scrapping for the metal stuff, but I've noticed now in the last while I've been doing a lot more scrapping in the shed than I have doing e-waste stuff, because I'm saying, if I collect up all this copper and brass, and in a year's time, it might be a nice little payday because I'm not stuck for it straight away. So I've discovered that there's a lot of money in scrap, guys.
No, there's not. No, it's not. No, there isn't. He's heard they was doing. You're better off going fishing and leaving the scrap to us.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do I show you this? Did I show you this? Electronic Scrapper, welcome in. Scrapping Irish, if you do ever use a blue board, be sure to keep the water low. It speeds up.
Does it have one inside the bowl too, Ralph?
No.
Okay.
Ian might know these guys. This is from VLDL.
Oh, I was watching them today for about 2 hours on Facebook. Hilarious. The ash. He said, "Make me the ashen sword." That was brilliant. That one.
I got stickers from them as well.
Oh, and cool. They're nice stickers. Let me see. Let me make that bigger.
Let's go mug 'em.
Let's go mug 'em.
What
cool. Are we? Muggers.
We're muggers. And what do? We mug 'em. Where did I put the other thing? Oh, here it is. Because I backed their Kickstarter.
What the warehouse they bought?
Yes, one among other things, and they proposed to me. They got me the VLDL Power Coin.
Wow,
pretty cool.
Well, they are funny, and the acting is quite top notch.
Yeah, it's some of the best entertainment on YouTube that isn't scrapping.
Hey, if anyone hasn't seen Shark's video where he went swimming with the sharks, and today,
that was awesome.
Today he asked a question on well, it might have been, I already seen it today. Would you do it in a cage, whatever cage? I was going to say, my answer was I wouldn't even get in the water. Never mind in a cage. I could be locked in a container and just big. I don't know. Not a chance of me getting in with sharks.
Not all sharks eat people,
Yeah, and them swimming. Well, I don't care. And they're swimming around up above them, and this thing. You want watching just to make sure nothing comes in behind them and eats them. I'm here. My God.
like the Omered shark, that just belts you to death.
Yeah, it beats you. It uses the hammer part to tenderize you before it takes a bite.
And tell me this, Shark, deep down, were you nervous at all when they were coming in behind you like I would be? I guarantee you the water would have changed color. It would have gone a very brown color because I would have pooped myself.
So I have been scuba diving with sharks before.
Okay.
Those were just times when I was out scuba diving and a shark showed up. That's the first few times it happens, it's a little bit disconcerting, but after a while you begin to understand that for the most part, sharks are not aggressive without a reason. And most sharks aren't going to bother you and actually would rather swim away from you. I wasn't that concerned until we noticed that there were a couple of bull sharks in the mix on that dive, because bull sharks, they tend to be a little more aggressive and inquisitive. And because sharks don't have hands, they explore the world with their mouths, which tends to be somewhat.
They don't go shaking hands.
Yeah, to pick you
They
up.
might have hands, but they're probably in their stomachs.
Yeah, so that's hands.
So, we just, I mean, I kept an eye on the bull sharks for the most part. I wasn't that worried about the reef sharks. Reef sharks generally don't bother humans at all. And so I just kept an eye on the bull sharks and, just floated around, like a piece of bait.
And when you went out there, were you throwing a lot of chum in to get the sharks to come around, or is that they're always all in that sort of area, are they?
So they, when we first got there, they threw out a couple handfuls of chum, and then they put a bait box in the water. You saw the bait box in the video. Yeah. And then a couple of the gals that jumped in the water, they got seasick. So they got up in the boat and started chumming later on in the dive.
Oh, I would have definitely pooped my pants if I was in there and Nimio were coming around me.
Yeah, I think once you're in the sea, sorry, Shaq.
It wasn't so much that it was rough out there, but it was just rough enough that if you turned your head wrong, you would get salt water in your snorkel.
Oh,
and, you'd end up getting a couple of mouthfuls of salt water. If you swallow salt water, man, it makes you sick as a dog really fast. So yeah, I felt bad for those two gals because I think they both ended up drinking some salt water and they were not happy campers.
I'm saying I was like you. I was snorkeling. I was snorkeling in the Red Sea. The fish were brilliant, and I went off this jet into a really deep part, and I actually swam inside a great big ball of little fish. I thought it was brilliant. And when I was in the middle of this fish, it dawned on me: this bigger fish eat these fish. The middle of their dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, big wheel.
That's when I decided.
The whole lot, and you're in there.
That's when I decided to get out.
Yeah.
I got a bit closer, and the reef is there, and I thought I can't. I need to. You're not supposed to stand on the reef, but I thought I need to just sort my mask out. So I looked down, and there was all these lovely fish with great big spines sticking off them, lionfish, and I thought, no, don't go sticking your foot down here, Ian. I think anything that looks like that, don't want me stood on.
Yeah, a jellyfish is hard. Do you see any jellyfish?
When I was diving out in the Western Pacific and the South Pacific, the lionfish would bother me more than the sharks because some of them get really big and they can be very aggressive. An accidental brush up against them, and that just gets really painful really fast. Yeah. Now, the other thing that I would suggest for anybody that's thinking about doing a shark dive, check it out ahead of time. Find out what the background is of the shark expert that's going to be out there with you. This lady that was our shark guide, our shark expert. I've seen her on Shark Week a few times. I knew that she knew what she was talking about. Now, I don't know if Mrs. Shark knew that before we went out there, but I knew her, when she came walking up, I was like, oh, I know her. And then I was like, oh, I know what my present is. You want to make sure that the person you're going out with knows what they're doing. You don't want to be out there with a fly-by-night who owns a boat and says, hey, I'm going to take people shark diving.
Yeah. Then he comes back and just packs the boat up and they go, where's shark? Oh, he never mind.
Paying in advance and then bring him to the sharks and they don't have to bring him back.
He signed a waiver. It's not my fault.
Then catch the shark and sell that when you get it back to shore. Winner, chicken dinner, shark dinner.
And the other thing is understanding where you're going shark diving, right? I would not go shark diving off Cape Cod unless I was in a cage, because the great white population has gotten so thick off of Cape Cod. Chances are you're going to attract a great white. I would not go free diving there if I was attracting sharks on purpose.
Nah. I was about to ask about great whites. But yeah.
I was about to say, let's get back to scrap talk for a minute. I want to ask Ian Matthews a few questions about his green screen behind him. I've noticed the green screen hasn't changed in the last week or two.
It can't. The stuff is just coming in faster than I can deal with it. You know.
How is your electrician contract doing for you?
Oh, it's just. I'm going to pull this lead out, aren't I? I know. I'll just delicately do it.
Oh, that's a nice load.
Oh yes.
They just brought that round and left it on my bin for me today.
And the white wire there, is that what we call Romex here in the States? Is that like good 3 or 4 lines in it with a bare copper wire in it?
Kind of. That's more like a fire retardant. That's like got an aluminium sheath around it.
Okay.
That's
all
like
right.
a fire retardant Romex. It is. It's got twin and earth inside of it, but with a very thin layer of aluminium around the outside.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So it's a win-win.
Back in for Raymond. Give me a second, Raymond.
No, this electrician contact is turning out to be my friend. Plus, I'm helping him out, and in return he's helping me out. He's learning. He's very interested in welding. So like during the week, we're having a big tidy up at work. That's where I've got the welding sets from.
Yeah, those look awesome.
We threw out a small welding table. It had like a nice 8 milli thick top. Weren't too big. Probably 39 inches in length. So I took a picture of it, sent it to him and said, we're throwing this away. It was £30 for it. And he went bargain and came straight to work to pick it up. Quite a solid built welding table. Raymond.
Welcome back, Raymond.
Hello.
Well, before Raymond starts on his IC incineration process, it's 8:30. I've got to go and get ready for work tomorrow. So thanks for having me up.
Ian Matthews, thanks for being up as always. And
Raymond, pleased to meet you. Ralph, everyone in chat.
Get scrapping.
Later on, man. Take care. Have a great week, man.
I'm hoping so. Mondays, it's the new Mondays.
Hey, and keep collecting them gold nuggets up for me. I'll be back over again for them.
Gold?
Yeah, them ones. You're like US Mike now. You're just throwing stuff around.
I've got to pick it all up after. Right, I'm off. See you later.
Later, man.
Oh boy.
Now, Raymond.
Hey, Raymond, what's up, man?
Well, I've already started processing them. But I'm having trouble getting the incineration done. So I've done a million incinerations, and the forum guys keep telling me I'm doing it not enough. So I did get. Well, let me back up. What I'm processing is the icy chips that come on ram sticks that have no legs, newer kind.
Yeah, the ball, the BGAs.
BGAs.
Yeah, the little BGAs. So there wasn't really much metal in there, except I did accidentally have a couple real BGAs in there with copper backing. But I've incinerated, coffee grinded, sifted, incinerated, coffee grinded, sifted, pyrolyzed. I had to learn the difference between those two. And I got a small portion of some of the fluffy stuff that came out, and I ran out of nitrics, so I did bleach and HCl. And
I'll stop you there. I'm going to ask you a question first. So when you incinerated the dust and you brought it down to a less amount, so we'd say when you incinerated them and crushed them all, I presume you crushed it after you incinerated it?
Yeah, mortared them through a sifter.
Okay, and you got a magnet and took out any of the metal bits that were
no,
magnetic?
I did not, because I thought only metal in there was just that little bit of copper, but I noticed yesterday when I was processing there was some metal in there.
Okay, so the first thing you should have done was what I do is I'd run a magnet over it all and take out any of the metal bits. And I'd even, after I take out the metal bits, I still put them into a container. I don't get rid of them straight away because there might still be some gold attached to them, so you can try and grind that down even smaller and then run a magnet again and so on. But after you did that, so did you when you had everything, the dust, what way did you bring it down to a smaller amount to concentrate it? Did you run it through like a bucket water system, or what? Or did you sieve it? Did you say, or blue bowl, or what did you do?
I'm sorry. How did I wash it? Or...
After you grinded everything up, you'll have a certain amount of dust, right? So you might have a kg of dust, which like white powder. Then how did you concentrate that down?
At first, I simply, because this is new to me, I just try to wash it through a coffee filter, and that quickly clogged things up. And I felt like I wasn't doing it right, and I was losing precious metals. So I saved all that ash because I was told I didn't incinerate enough either way. So I saved all that ash, and then I learned to do the gravity separation.
Okay, yeah.
But that wasn't until I had to go back and incinerate again and grind down again, because they said that it wasn't incinerated enough, gray enough, you know?
Yeah.
So I still need to incinerate again the bulk of my material, but I now am doing the gravity separation.
Okay, so you're doing the gravity separation using buckets of water or whatever way you're doing it, yeah?
Yeah.
So once you've done that, then I presume your plan then is to run that through the nitric acid, is it?
Nitric acid?
Yeah, because you say there could be still silver in there. So if you run nitric through it, and you can after you wash it out, any of the copper and silver will be dissolved by the nitric, and then you can drop the silver out of it again if there is silver in it. So just don't. And then afterwards, this is what I plan on doing anyway, my way. I say there's loads of scrappers do it other ways, and loads of e-waste people do it. Everyone has their own way of doing it, but what I'm gonna do is run it through nitric after I do it, and then check for silver in case there's any silver or in there, and then you should be just left with gold material left inside, because the nitric shouldn't dissolve gold; it should just leave it there, and then wash that out a couple of times with distilled water, boiled distilled water, or whatever, and then put it into aqua regia. That's my plan that I'll be doing.
Well, I did my small batch of gold and with hydrochloric acid and bleach, right? So that one did test positive for gold with the stannous, and that I'm just going to do what I can. I dropped the gold, there's just a little bit, but the bulk of my material, I still need to incinerate more and then rinse, gravity separation, right? And then I hit it with nitric, or do I take the magnet to it and take the metal out, then nitric?
Before you go near any acids or everything, just make sure you run magnets over to take out any of the magnetic materials in there. So you don't want any magnetic material going in, because that will eat up your acid too much, and you're wasting acid just dissolving metals that have no value at all. So your irons and stuff like that, but you're not going to make any money on. So at least when you're using nitric, you're dissolving copper and you're dissolving silvers or any of that, and at least you can get in by saving up your liquids. You can get your copper back again as well later on when you go to because just to make sure you never pour them liquids straight down drains or anything like that. Always go through the process of getting each metal out. So once you get that nitric, you can drop out your silver out of that. Then the remainder that you're left over with, you can eventually get the copper back out of that as well, and so on.
I'm gonna do the nitric in the water, right? And I'm gonna get the silver out, and
it'll dissolve your copper as well. Any copper material that's in there, and what should be
and that'll come out as a not chloride, right? It'll come out as the silver nitrate.
Well, you'd have to go through the process of dropping silver. Now, I'm no expert on dropping silver. Electronic Scrapper is a lot, and Raphael do more.
I'm having problems doing that with when there's gold involved too. But okay, so I drop the nitric. I mean, I do the nitric wash and drop the silver, and then I rinse it, and then I do the aqua regia, right?
Yeah, rinse it a couple times now. You want to make sure you're well washed out thing, and then that what it means then is your aqua regia is just dissolving more precious metals than dissolving coppers and stuff like that. Because we say when you went straight to aqua regia the last time, you were dissolving a lot of copper with your gold, and you were dissolving probably some silver, and there may have been metals in there. So you were wasting a lot of acid just dissolving non-precious metals. You know?
Yeah. So what is a blue bowl? What exactly is the blue bowl thing?
The blue bowl is a device that's used to separate gold, again, because gold bonding wires should weigh more than the other metals that's in there. So what it does, it separates them out. But again, as as electronic scrapper said earlier, you have to get the flow right, because if you have it too quick, it'll wash your gold out. So you have to have it set. It takes a bit of getting used to. Well, I don't have one, but watching people doing it, it takes a lot of getting used to get the speed of the water right, so that your gold doesn't get washed out with the rest of the materials. That's what.
Oh, there you go.
There, what Shark Scrapper has there. Let me make it bigger. That's a blue bone. You can see in the center there's a cone, and what happens is the lighter materials get washed up into them cones first, and they down into the thing, and you should be left in with a more concentrated material which has more of the precious metals in it. You know.
Okay. So was I wrong to do the bleach thing with the other little bit that I tried?
Well, the bleach method is more used for
refining
gold than. Now I've seen people do dissolved gold powder, which you've already, like we say, you dropped your gold powder. I've seen people re-dissolve it using bleach to drop
refine?
it again to refine it a bit more. I've seen people, but most people will go nitric acid on the incineration after you incinerate and clean up and everything and do the metals out of it. Most people go nitric and then drop out any of the silver they get, and then they go straight to Aquarija after that. Now that's what my plan is. I don't know, is Electronic Scrapper still there? He can give his bit. Let me see if Raphael done one there was where he incinerated them using low temperature. On his channel, Raphael done where he done the IC chips. He has got a little like a pellet stove or pellet burner for a boiler for heating his apartment, and he put his chips into a container and left them in there overnight, and it made them very fine dust. In the morning he was able to break them very easy, which was is perfect for doing it. And again, I don't think there was any fumes out of it because it was all burned with the pellets as well, so it was a good way of doing it. But not everyone has one of them pellet burners that they can use for doing that.
I have a burner that I'm using to incinerate. Sorry to interrupt. It's the turkey fryer setup, but I tried to incinerate it, and I was told it wasn't good enough still. Yeah. So is there any way to get that hotter or better? It's just a turkey fryer burner. Are you familiar?
To get less gases escaping and stuff, you either do really high temperature so that it burns off the gases really quickly as they're coming off. So the temperature is at such a temperature that it's allowing less damage of the fumes. There is going to be, no matter what, there's going to be a certain amount of fumes that are going to get away, but the higher the temperature, the more it burns off any of that damaging fumes that's coming off it. Because and then the other way would be the way like Raphael done it in a container with holes in it, and I've seen people put them into furnaces and into stuff like that to do it, because to get it really when you pick the chips out.
I tried my electric furnace.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't get it high enough.
The electric furnace, it worked really well, but I was told it wasn't like properly being done. I don't know. It like got really hot, but I don't know. I was told it wasn't properly way to do it because it's not burning off that excess smoke.
Yeah, it's not burning off the excess gases. You want to get rid of them. You don't want a big cloud of black smoke around you. So you want to make sure the temperature's really high, and something like a big good. I've seen people use them big blow torches that guys that use on roofs for putting felt on roofs. You see them, the big roof or even weed whackers, they call them. Some people call them with a big blow torch on them with two heads on them. And that's what I plan on using, and it should get up really high. Gibby asked a question there. What was Gibby's question again? Can you use poor man's nitric? I think Watchcall put an answer in there. Electronic Scrapper as well. It kind of gives the answer there. Raymond, I do run test nitric to see if there's silver to begin with. If not, dissolve the main batch with poor man's nitric. Save on the nitric. So there's the answer for Gibby as well. So test it with nitric first to make sure, and if you see there is silver, then wash it properly with nitric, and then if you're not getting much silver back, then just wash it with the poor man's nitric, and that'll get rid of your copper. You know. So
test it with the nitric, like just get a small portion of the material, or just nitric.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Just take a portion of it out, put in nitric, see if there's dissolve it, see if there's any silver in it. If there is silver, then you can do the main batch in it. And as Portugal said there, electronic scrapper. If not, dissolve it in, put poor man's nitric in, and just get rid of all your copper and stuff like that out of it.
Yeah, I only got a few mLs of nitric left, so I can probably only have enough for a test run until my other nitric gets here. And I've never used the poor man's nitric method, so I guess that's a whole new thing.
Yeah, just Google poor man's nitric. You'll see how it's done. And it's a cheaper option than running nitric if the material is of low value. If it's a high value, always try and use the nitric if you can, because it's going to get the most amount of the silver and stuff dissolved. But if you've only got copper there, you can wash it with poor man's nitric. You know? So
I got some I don't know. I have some of it in HL8 hydrochloric right now, because I was going to do another bleach batch, but I'll wash that out by nitric.
Yeah, well, the hydrochloric will wash away the copper anyway. The hydrochloric will dissolve your copper. So
yeah, I guess I have to wash that and then do the nitric, huh?
Yeah, but just make sure you wash it out well, and it's completely, the nitric that you've used the first time is completely gone. There's no trace of it left in the material, you know. Can you?
So Raymond, the other thing you could do, the way that I do it, that I've found is actually the cheapest, is I sell the chips to Board Sort, then I take the money that they give me and I go buy gold.
Yeah, that's a good option for someone that, as I say, if you have that option, if I had that option, I'd probably do that. Because again, when you're messing with the chips and incinerating them, you don't want to be getting any of that fumes into your lungs. And if you can just sell them chips and you get a good price off Board Sort, you can just buy the gold online and stack it up that way, stack your gold that way, or just buy gold as a lot of apps that let you buy gold as a commodity on their apps, and you don't actually hold the physical gold, they hold it, but you have the value of it.
Well, I've been saving all these IC chips, flat packs, all of this since I started, because I've been afraid to process them, because obviously all the research I've done, I still haven't done it right. So, that's what I'm kind of trying to get the gold out of it, just to see if I can. Not the money is not the real issue. I'm just trying to
it's learn. It's a fun hobby to play around with. I understand that.
Yeah. When you turn something like these little chips, and you get these little chips, and then you get your gold powder, and then when eventually you melt it, you get your little nugget of gold. It's that achievement feeling you get. It's worth more than the value of what you get out of it. But the thing about, as I was going to say there, about you learn by your mistakes, and you'll make a mistake and you won't get as much gold, but you won't make the same mistake the next time. But the only thing about messing with chemicals, if you make the wrong mistake, it can damage your health, which is something more serious. Poosmate has put a link in there for some channel. Which one is it, Poosmate? Got your back, Lockdown Scrapper.
So I have a story for you guys. I'm sorry. Am I interrupting something?
No, I was just going to say, there's a link. Can you see the chat at all? No.
I have to hit the chat button and it pulls up, and I can't see you guys when I do that.
Okay, well, we'll go back afterwards when you're finished, and there's a lot of comments there where people are giving advice and giving links to channels that might help you out with different things that you can watch.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen what Postmate said. Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna go into that.
Yeah, so don't just
I'm
go
gonna
back
copy that.
and have a look at them, and that might help you out as well on some of the stuff.
So I have a little story for you guys before I get out of here. I had roughly 26 grams of gold that I refined, of the easier stuff, RAM sticks and CPUs and pins and gold, other processes I've done. I put together 25.5 grams of gold, which I refined and then melted down into a button. I took it to the local jeweler store, and he did the simple scratch test, and he tried to tell me if it came up to, I did the same scratch test in my home, and it was 22 plus carat, and he's saying it was 18. And I also had 100-gram bar of silver that I did, and which I refined as well, and he said that was no more than 92%, much like sterling.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I did not sell it to him because I knew he was trying to get me or, whatever. He didn't have the XRF gun. So I took it to a place that did. And come to find out, my gold and silver was 99.99% pure. So he tried to get me for more than 4 carats of gold and, plenty of silver, I just I was pretty proud of myself for having, all those 9s in my purity.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good. That's very good. And again, it just shows that there is people out there that are just going to try and make a quick buck off you. So you have to be careful when selling your material.
Just show the test results to the other guy. Look what they got.
Yeah.
I totally wanted to, but I didn't think he would, care.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Well, again, he might care because you could advise people not to go near him. You see, it could affect his business. So, oh, we have him in the basement.
It's also.
I love you, Mike.
I would have gone back to the other guy too, just to be able to say, "Hey, I'm confused. I had a guy with an XRF gun tell me it was 99.99. You're telling me it's 18. You might want to check your chemicals because maybe your acids are bad."
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Give him the benefit of the doubt there or something,
Yeah.
Well, I have the same scratch test, which is very old as well, and it still came out to 22 at least,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very disheartening to see, but I was also very proud of myself for having that. But yeah,
and
watch out.
I was going to say, and E-Waste Mike is proud of you too.
Yeah. So how do I email Electronic Scrapper?
His email address should be on his channel. If you go to Electronic Scrapper,
and
in the About page, there's usually a lot of scrappers will have their email address, and you usually get there. Or Electronic Scrapper, you can put your email address in there if you want to. You mightn't want to. Some people.
I'll be able to find him, I guess.
Yeah.
But thank you guys very much, and I'm sure when you guys do this every Sunday
every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Yes. Every Sunday.
Awesome. There's the email. Thank you guys very much. I got to get going and watch this football game. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Be safe with them assets.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's more fun to waste your time with us than it is watching a football game. Come on.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I mean, where else do you get to see a face that's that ugly?
Oh. He doesn't even see you. He's trying to peep around the curtains. How are you, Mike, anyhow?
Mind your own business.
Okay.
Come on.
Mind your own business. So, what have you been up to, Mike? I've seen you doing your forward torch.
Did I just tell you mind your own business?
Did I see you put a video out a minute ago too? I seen a little notification appear up down on my bottom of my screen to say that E-Waste Mike had a video out. Let me see what he has.
A little more clean. Yeah.
I didn't put a video up. You're hallucinating.
You didn't have enough gigabibbles.
Not enough gigabibbles. But Raphael, look, Raphael, you'll be proud of me. Look what I'm playing.
Fireman.
I'm fireman today.
Oh yeah, if Watchcall is still there, Raymond, if he's still there, Raphael Scrapper does a Saturday Night Live, and he also, you can see him scrap out stuff for the first hour. And again, if you have any questions, there's loads of scrappers to be over there as well that can help you out.
Yeah, don't ask Shark. You don't know shit. And I'm right with you, buddy. Best way to be.
You're making the big bucks while we're wasting the money.
Shit.
Oh yeah, we're making the big bucks. All right. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Here's the big bucks. Wait a minute. Let me see if this is the one.
Watchcall paid me this one. What's their name? YouTube gave me my
320. Wow.
YouTube paid me my last. Isn't it every 3 months YouTube pays you? I think every 3 months, or if you go over. So I made 80 quid for 3 months. Whoa, YouTube!
YouTube pays you as soon as you hit 100.
Yeah, but it took me
when
3
it's
months
been more than a month,
It took me
or
3 months.
Yeah, or they pay you every month if it's over 100 every month.
Yeah. Well, I don't get that. So I got my
I get paid once a year.
I get paid. I usually get every 3 months. Sometimes I'll be 4 or 5 months, but 80 quid. Yay, YouTube. Better go. Thanks. Hey, George, thanks for being in. Hey, 80 quid is better than nothing. Got 80 quid for what? Talking rubbish on here?
Yeah.
You know?
Better waste your money on RAM.
Yeah, so I get 80 quid to buy more RAM. Think of it that way. Well, no, it went to that 80 quid probably paid for a couple of the cables in this new PC I got.
Yeah, there you go.
You know? But hey, it was better than the bill of 80 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
So that $3.20, I stopped off at the motorcycle shop that I pick up from every couple weeks. And while I was picking up, the owner of the shop said, "Hey, I think I saw some quarter panels from a truck in the dumpster." So I drove around behind the dumpster, and sure enough, there was a fender and two front quarter panels from one of the small pickup trucks. So threw it in the back of the Sharkmobile, and on the way back, as I was going by one of the scrap yards, I just went and dropped it off for a whopping $3.20.
Hey, $3.20 is $3.20. You know,
my scrapyard doesn't even want you to come by if you have something of less value than 20 euros or $20. Yeah.
10 items or less.
Yeah, they don't bother.
10 items or less, yeah. Just like the supermarket.
10 items or less.
But,
I just didn't feel like carting them all the way back to the shark cage and stacking them up on the side and waiting until I had a full truckload. So
yeah, well, if you're passing by, then just shoot in. That was the same. You know?
I would have just drove in, threw them off, and said bye. Have a nice day. Here's some freebies.
My yard won't pay less, so less than 5 quid you won't get paid. Pooh's mate said in her place. You have to have over 5 quid's worth of stuff before they'll pay you. You know, but is it probably
oh Lord.
There are poor people in America. True enough, Pooh's mate. But you'll see a lot of the homeless will be collecting cans and stuff like that to try and get a few pounds, and then you'll see other people just with their hand out looking for stuff for nothing.
I think a lot of the homeless choose to be homeless.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a proportion of them that they want to live that way. I watched something on YouTube about them, and there was people saying, "Well, look, we can get you housed or whatever," and said, "No, I like the way I live. I don't want to be confined inside. I like to be outside, and I like living on the streets." So, you know, there's a proportion that don't want help and just want to be the way they are.
Yeah, you know? And the people that live in their cars.
Yeah, there's a lot of that now, isn't there? You see them parking up in Walmarts and places like that, you know.
Yeah. I got my neighbor that has the HVAC company. The house right next to his office, the lady's house caught on fire a year ago. It's not really livable, so she cars in her backyard and she lives in her backyard, and during the day she goes in the house. And you know, the city's gonna get tired of that shit because they've already warned her a couple times that she can't be in there.
Yeah.
But she's one of these people where she wants no help, you know.
And I take it she didn't have sufficient insurance to be able to get the house fixed up again? Or?
No.
Yeah. I think that's one of the unfortunate things that folks don't buy sufficient insurance on their homes to be able to rebuild their houses. Part of it because it's expensive, but the other part of it is that insurance companies are allowed to have these policies that aren't going to touch rebuilding the house.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to Get Her Done Granny when her house burned down.
Yeah,
she had insurance, but it was her husband had it underinsured, so it was only insured for like $30,000, and it was $95,000 to replace it. Yeah, for what you wanted, just a little, something to put back on her property. But yeah. So, that's what people do. Well, I got a friend down in Florida that just lost everything in the hurricane, and they had to lapse their insurance because, medical, medication and stuff like that, took priority over, paying your insurance. Do you want to live or pay your insurance? And, unfortunately, she lost everything, and it's a big mess down there.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening at the moment with the cost of everything going. People are making choices. Do I turn on the heating? Do I buy food? Do I insure the house? Do I put petrol in the car this week? It's decisions to be made, and sometimes you might just say, well, look, I won't bother paying the insurance this week on the house, and that'll be the week something will probably go wrong for you sometimes, and then you're just up shit creek,
I made a comment today to somebody that anybody over 60 should be executed.
Boozemate said anyone over 65 shouldn't have to pay.
65, 60, no, 60.
I think everyone with a 2-digit IQ should be deported from the planet.
To where?
Doesn't matter. Venus or whatever, or Jupiter.
To the sun.
Well, that would be kind of awesome. I know.
Just from the planet.
Yeah.
Rather than for something that you might happen. Yeah, true enough, Boozemate. That's what's happening at the moment. A lot of people are having to make tough decisions. And what I find fairly depressing at the moment here, anyhow, I know of some elderly couples who have we'd say they worked all their life and they've retired now, and because energy costs have gone so high, they're only heating one room in their house, the room in the living room or whatever, and the rest of the house they aren't able to heat. And sure, then they're going to get dampness in them rooms, and they're going to get whatever else. And you think after working all your life and paying taxes that when you get to a retirement age, you'll be able to relax and see out the last whatever amount of years of your life without worries. And now we have this issue going on where people can't even heat their houses anymore, which is
a lot of people here, they'll put drop ceilings in so it lowers their ceiling. So then the heat stay, don't rise as far. Yeah. When I used to do house repairs, I've taken a lot of drop ceilings out, and there's another 6-8 inches of ceiling above that drop ceiling, because a lot of the houses here are the high ceilings, and that's what they do to conserve heat.
There you go, Ralph. Give me a port them to the sun where it brighten them up.
That's actually a good one, yeah.
Oh, I like that, Gibby. That was good.
Brighten them up. Yeah. You're not very bright. To the sun with
it
you.
won't be cold anymore.
Definitely won't be worried about being cold there. That's for sure.
I think they should just make a tube like at the banks, straight up, shoot them right up into space, and just let them float. Let them float. They can float wherever they want. They're already complaining there's too much space junk floating around. Throw some nut up there too.
How is Elon's satellites going to do up there with all the space junk and the amount of satellites he's shooting up in there at the moment? Surely they're going. It's getting a bit crowded up there now.
Oh, it's amazingly crowded up there. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. He must
have you seen the movie WALL-E? At some point, it leaves Earth, and there's like this huge cloud of satellites that are just clustered up everywhere.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's such a fun movie.
Yeah.
How many satellites has he launched? I wonder. I must Google that now. How many Starlink satellites? Isn't it Starlink he has?
So, Mike, have you seen the movie Logan's Run?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. That's the same general concept, right? You get to a certain age, and boom, you're gone.
Yep. They should have it so that you like self-destruct on your 60th birthday. It should be just in there.
There was a movie out not too long ago where people had a stamp on their arm. It was their countdown clock, so they knew how much longer they had left in their lifetime. It was an interesting premise to a future.
That was called Time, wasn't it? That movie was it called Time?
I don't remember what the name of it was.
Yeah, when you were born, you get so much, and then as you do work, you get more time added. So you don't work for money, you work for time on your life. And if you're the boys in the factory, you go to the factory and you do your work, and they scan your arm and they add time to your life and stuff like that. It was an interesting movie, that was.
Yeah, good question, Poos. Was it a movie or a series? I don't remember.
That was a movie. It was called Time. I'm sure it was called Time.
A movie? Yeah.
I'm sure it was called Time with Ben Affleck in it, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Bin,
Or poos, they could be turned into food, you know, like in Soylent Green.
time.
I don't know that humans would make very good fuel because we're mostly water. So if you
Oh no,
probably
Justin Timberlake that was
out of
in
us.
it. It was time. It was Justin Timberlake that was in it, not Ben Affleck. It was Justin Timberlake that was in it. In Time it was called, not Time. In Time. There we go. Just if you want to see how many satellites are in space at the moment, just go satellite map dot space and have a look at that for a picture, and you'll see how many satellites are floating around the Earth at the moment.
I'm not doing it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the space scrap business, I think. You know, instead of scrapping e-waste, I'm just going to have satellites that'll go up and grab all these other satellites and then, you know, deorbit, and then we can scrap them.
There's the link. I put the link in if anyone wants to click on it, and you'll be able to see how many satellites are floating around up there at the moment. It's just absolutely nuts. I think, and I'm not sure if they're just are they Elon Musk satellites, or are they all satellites? Because I just put in Google search for Starlink satellites, and that's what I got up.
And you know, now add to that complexity the fact that I don't know about other nations, but I know here in the U.S. We have facilities that track everything that's in space. So,
actually, they're just all Starlink satellites, because if you zoom in, they'll give you the names of all the satellites, and every one of them is Starlink. So there we go, guys. There's a lot of Starlink satellites floating around.
Come on, you bitch. I hate my life.
So just imagine the computing power that's required at the Space Command to track all of the junk that is spinning around this planet.
It's crazy what's up there. But eventually, them satellites all have to be, they'll decommission, won't they? And so many, I'm sure there's a life to each one of them satellites, and they come crashing down to space, or they just float further out into space, or whatever happens to them. I wonder, can we get a job of collecting the scrap? Can we?
I think it would be cool. Scrap junk collector.
Yeah.
Scrap space junk collector.
Yeah.
There was a movie not too long
Space
ago about
Truckers.
that.
Space Truckers.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
That was like early 2000s, I think.
Space.
And Dennis Hopper in it.
No, I think this one was more recent than that.
Okay.
They were space scrappers, but they found some sort of bomb that wasn't supposed to exist or should have been decommissioned or something like that. Oh, man, I'll have to figure out what the name was. Hello, Gulf Coast. What's up?
Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast was doing a little short. I seen what his video, or his last video was a short video, I think, and it was
Space Sweepers.
Yeah, that's it. Space Sweepers.
That's a Korean movie.
In your dreams, how are you doing? How are things? Panel full of stars. Thank you very much for that.
Hey, Mike, I noticed in your video you got when you came back from board sort, you noticed that you had like 10 extra items that they paid you out from your previous run. When did you notice that? After you got home and you were going through the list? And
I'm trying to order my daughter's supper. Leave me alone.
Tell her we said hi.
All right, I'll now. Well, I owed her a birthday dinner from August, so between her work schedule and all her shit going around, and then she had COVID for 2 weeks, and so we're finally getting around to doing it tonight. So I asked her what she wanted, and then she sends me this big list, and her ass can come over here and order it, and I'll pay for it. I ain't got time for it. She only lives a block away. All right, what was the question?
When did you notice that?
I know what the question was, but I want you to repeat it for our viewing audience. I didn't hear you. What was the question?
When did you notice how ugly you were? No, I mean, when did you notice
when I came out of my mom's butthole? Next question.
When did you notice the board sort paid you for the stuff from the previous drop-off? After you got home, or did you know?
No, he told me when I was there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he told me when I was there.
And what are the prices? Well, I know what the prices are like, but
It's
tell the
tough.
people what prices are like at the moment over there for you in your scrap. Is it still dropping at the moment, or is it steadying up price
They
wise?
suck.
Sucks.
They suck. But they're not as bad as when I started selling the board sort, you know. When memory was like $10 a pound, and so this is
Yeah,
what it is.
people are complaining. A lot of people are complaining about prices, but they're still. If you go back 4 years ago, the prices were lower than they are now. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, hell, I can remember taking shred in at 3 cents a pound.
Yeah. Now I know fuel costs have gone up, so it makes it a bit harder for people, but it's still scrap prices are higher than they were back 4 years ago. What's that, Mike? You want to have a look?
In the next 6 months, I have 30 of those to pick up.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I got to pick that one up Tuesday.
Oil burner?
It's just a boiler.
Yeah.
Regular water boiler.
So you'd have copper and brass out of it anyhow.
Yeah, but it's he has like 40 of these. He has 90 to do within the next year. So, and then he has just regular furnaces. He has like 30 of those that he has to replace. So I'll get all that shit for free. But I got to go Tuesday to pick this up. So I'm going to help him take it. I mean, it's, the company, but, he's going to have a crew there. So he's giving me all the scrap, all the old stuff, because it's all got to be brand new. And he's paying me on top of it to help him take it apart. So it's like double dipping.
Very cool.
But if it's smaller pieces, because the last boiler I did for him, the plates in the boiler were as tall as I am, and it was two different units. It was 25,000 pounds of just a cast iron, and I still had all the the piping and pump motors and expansion tanks and all that shit. So if it's small enough to where it's manageable for like two people, I'm just going to stockpile the cast iron, because cast iron pays the same as shred here, instead of just taking it in. Because some of the stuff, I have to clean, get the copper off of it, get the brass off of it and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's nice that you get paid to help take it away or whatever. And then
well, they did it on the last one I did. The last one I did like a year and a half ago. We actually they were in a basement, and there was like a door going into the basement from outside, but then it was like 30 steps going up. And they were using one of these crank lifts for each. I said, dude, you're gonna destroy that thing, because it was made of aluminum. It's already flexing, and they had, I think it was like 40, 45 or 50 different sections, that had to come up. So I said, go run a high-low, tie a strap around it, put it like on the top of the thing, and drag them out and just pick them up. And they ended up doing that, and we were done in like 2 days, 2 whole units. And they would just pick it up, put it on the trailer, and I took it to the scrapyard, get rid of it. And that was 3 cents a pound then. I lost my ass on that one, but then the owner, he turned around and cut me a check for like $1,000 on top of it for helping him. So it was worth it.
So
yeah, we're at 5 cents here for everything. How far is Athens, Georgia, from where I'm at? Is it worth the trip?
Probably not.
Well, then quit advertising.
I'm just trying to help somebody out, man.
Well, that's why I asked you what worth the trip.
Well, Google your.
You don't want me to go to Athens, Georgia, because it's too close to Florida. I'll make a U-turn and come that way.
What's called it doesn't what's called live in Georgia. What's his name?
Scrapman 50. He lives in Georgia. He might be able to pick it
I
up.
haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him in a while.
Mike, Athens is a little bit east of Atlanta. So give you an idea of how far it would be for you.
I want you to Google Map it for me.
I will get right on that.
Just put Warren, Michigan to Athens, Georgia. That's all you got to do. It'll tell you how far it is.
You got a phone, you can do it. I know you know how.
I got a pizza order I got to make with my phone.
Hey,
I can't tie up the line.
Order our own birthday food. You just because
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't tie up the line. I got to order. I'll tell you what, though, I'm so glad that garage is empty. Man, I got rid of a whole lot of crap.
Did you get the dead squirrel out of there yet?
No, he quit smelling, so he's all right now.
Okay, all right.
It got to that stage where it got dead for so long the smell stopped.
Yeah, it's like really, really faint. You can barely smell it now, so he's all right.
First he was on fire, then he stopped smoking, and now he stopped smelling.
Yeah.
Now it's just this nice little nutty odor out there.
It smelled worse when it was 30 degrees here, and now it's like in the 70s. It's 75 here right now.
Weirdly enough, his name was Crispin even before he got on fire.
Crispin the squirrel.
Was his last name Critter?
Crispin Critter. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Crispy Critter. So that pickup, that connection you have, Shark, is that for like e-waste or is that just for scrap?
E-waste.
Oh.
Yeah, a guy called me up. He got my name from somebody who got my name from somebody, and we've got an office full of scrap. We got to get rid of it. We just want to give it away. Printers, PCs, modems, that kind of stuff. I was like, that's 5 hours for me, so that's not worth me going up there to get it. But I told him I'd ask around and see if there was anybody close to him that I could find.
Yeah, well, Scrapman 50 might be the one for it because I know he lives in Georgia, doesn't he? Somewhere.
I'm only 11 hours.
How's that?
I'm only 11 and a half hours away.
Well, there you go, man.
I-75 all the way. 760 miles.
That'd be nearly as bad now as buying RAM on eBay and thinking you're making money.
Yeah, but look, all I have to do. Wait a minute. All I have to do is just follow that blue line.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Sure, that's only short distance. Look at it.
Yeah, just follow the blue line. I screwed myself on my U-Haul though.
How'd you do that?
Because I didn't put enough miles down. My buddy that helps me, he's so freaking irritating. And he always wants to talk to me when I'm in the middle of doing something. So I was doing a reservation, and I know it's 450 miles is what I put on there because then I always have an extra couple miles. So they only charge you for it usable. I put 350, so I was like 61 miles over. So I had to pay the extra 61 miles. Pissed me off.
Earl is in central Alabama, so I don't know how far that is from Georgia. So is it anywhere close, guys? I don't know.
Well, for a free Earl, I will Google it for you.
just PayPal him and he'll give you the information.
Yeah. I super chat Raphael yesterday. The little bastard sent it back. Put it in my PayPal. You idiot. So now I'm going to double it up.
How are you getting on? Are you getting any closer to your GoPro?
No, it's where is it? I wonder if that's the one I scrapped the other day. I scrapped the one. I'm going to work on that this week. I got Monday I'm busy, Tuesday I'm busy, Wednesday I'm busy, and then I'm going to start playing with that thing.
Setting it up. Yeah.
If it's the one I did scrap, I don't know.
He probably scrapped the good one by mistake and realized then it's all smashed to bits.
Well, you know how I scrapped it, right? I just threw it in a shred bucket. It's only this big. It don't take up that much room. It's only a 2-inch by 2-inch thing.
So he's 2.5 hours. So Earl, is it worth you making that trip, a 2.5-hour trip for the e-waste?
Oh, there you go.
Might be.
You missed a chance for squirrel gravy.
If it is, contact Shark and he'll put you in touch with who it is, I'm sure.
Yeah, I met one of my reporters down at Boardsford the other day. That MM and E-Waste is his channel name, or not? He don't have a channel, but he's always in my comments.
Oh, he was up there bringing stuff to them, is it?
Yeah, yeah. But I was in the bay, so he had to wait for me. So I just took my freaking time after I knew it was him.
Yeah.
He waited about 45 minutes.
Man, that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to your people.
When I get there, there's usually nobody there. So I'm in and out. So there's a big box truck. He pulled into the loading dock and then I pulled next to the bay door, and you have to sign in when you go in there. And then another guy pulled up, was sitting out in the parking lot. So Rich down there, he's like, well, first one to sign in gets waited on first. So, I'm like a football player going through the sign my thing. So I was in there first. By the time I left, there was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 other vehicles that had to get unloaded. They were swamped. I didn't get home till like 6:30, and I'm usually home like around 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's how long it takes. I was there well over an hour.
Yeah, so they're doing well, Boardsford are, if that's sort of.
I mean, for the prices being shit. One guy came, and I actually got a connection with him down in Findlay, Ohio. One of his partners is looking for somebody to do some stuff, so I just gave him Findlay's like maybe, I don't know, 2 hours from me. So I told him, give me a call. We'll see what we can do. He had these flat screen TV boxes, and he had them all taped up. So I told Rich down there, I said, oh, you just buy, and they never even opened them. I said, so you just buy taped up cardboard boxes, don't know what's in them? He said, well, sometimes that's good to know. So they're gonna get a lot of plastic on my next trip. But the guy ended up having there was all memory in those boxes. I thought about Irish too. He had 810 pounds of memory in these boxes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Man.
just boxes and boxes of it.
Whoa, that's.
And then he had these big, huge wooden crates, like shipping crates, filled with hard drive boards, and I mean, he just had a ton of shit. That's the guy I made the connection with. So
he must have had a nice payday.
It was almost 15 grand.
Whoa.
Yeah, when it came out. The hard drive stuff. Well, the memory was 13,000, and then all the other shit, and it was all like SATA boards, But yeah, he had a truckload, and even the YouTube guy there, he had one of those extended Ford vans, those real long ones, and he had that thing filled to the brim. And then I shot myself in the foot. I said, well, because he's not good at sorting. I said, well, if you need a hand sorting, just hit me up on Facebook. And I thought about it.
Will you ever learn? You just don't learn, do you? You're a glutton for punishment.
I guess.
And when you're getting the photographs of which category does this go into,
Right.
blame yourself.
So is this MM and E-Waste or is this Silver Scorpion? Which one am I going to deal with today? Ralph, you have to go watch Amy Moore's Chip Challenge. It was hilarious.
I'm going to go look that up right now.
It's hilarious. Oh, my God.
Is this the hot chips again? Is it doing the
Yeah.
rounds?
Yeah, and I warned her before she did. I said, you're going to die. She almost died. You're supposed to eat the chip, and then the longer you wait before you drink anything, the higher you get. She lasted 10 minutes after it, and she's sending me all kinds of pictures. I was like, oh.
Foosmith said you get paid cash in hand in America. I think Boardsford is a transfer to your bank, is it?
No, they write you a check.
Oh, they write you a check. Okay.
If you take it in, they'll write you a check. If you send it, they'll PayPal it or do a check. Yeah.
Yeah, down here in Florida, there's a limit. So above $1,000, we're required to give a check. Not every yard follows the rule exactly, but under 1,000, you can go cash or check, unless it's a controlled item. If it's a controlled item, you have to write them a check.
Oh, like a what's called a catalytic converter, you can only get paid check for, is it?
Yeah, catalytic converters.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
ACRs, those kind of, that kind of stuff.
We don't have that here. Cash. I mean,
if you're just bringing in general scrap and say it came to 500 quid, do you have to show ID or will they just pay out without ID?
You have to have ID.
You have to have ID.
Yeah. Now, what'll happen is the first time you show up at the yard, if they don't have a record of you, you'll show them your ID card and they'll log it in. Yeah, there you go. So they have you on record, and then after they get to know you, you don't have to show them your ID anymore because your picture will pop up on their screen, and you still have to you sign for it, and you still have to do a thumbprint depending upon what it is.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do the thumb. I used to have to do the thumbprint, but I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, I ain't doing a thumbprint. Am I going to jail? No, I ain't doing a thumbprint. Okay. But no, they we don't even have. I mean, they paid me $2,000 in cash. Never wrote me a check. I mean, what I wish they would do here is like they do like UA Spend. When you go, they put it right in your bank account. Because you would get rid of so many of the bullshit scrappers, the thieves, because they don't have a freaking bank account.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I wish they would do here.
All them guys that are cutting up rail tracks and cutting signs down and tearing signs off buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, here the big problem was they were stealing the central air units off of roofs and going into street lights and cutting the copper cable with powered up too. You wouldn't believe how many people here get electrocuted doing that stupid shit.
Over here, what they do is they go into houses or buildings that aren't being used for a while, and they cut the copper water pipes out and they flood the buildings in. They just cut the water pipes and don't switch off the water and just let the buildings flood and just steal the copper pipes. It's just
here they were doing it on the power lines, the power poles. Idiots.
God almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very frustrating because you get these criminals that come in and steal stuff. So then the government is obligated to try to do something about it. Usually that means creating laws that only the law-abiding citizens are going to follow. So it just makes it harder for the scrapyard and the law-abiding citizens to keep doing what they're doing, because the criminals don't care. They're still going to do stupid shit no matter what. Stupid stuff no matter what.
Yeah.
But here, if you have like copper, the ACRs, if you have copper ACRs, they'll only pay you out $25, and then you have to wait 3 days for it to clear. Make sure don't come back as stolen or anything.
Yeah.
And then they'll you can come back and get the rest of your money, but they'll put a hold on it for 3 days here.
Yeah. It's just to make sure that no one has stolen that stuff, because if it's stolen, they'll hear it. The cops, I'm sure, will be coming around to scrapyard saying that anyone cash in any ACRs this week or whatever, and then they can track it down that way. So when you go back to the cops will be waiting for you.
And 90% of the businesses here, if you look on their roofs, they all have big steel cages around their central air units now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bigger expense for the businesses, and then guess what? Prices go up, and I mean churches. They hit churches here all the time. They hit one church around, but not too far from it. They hit 4 times. Well, you think they figured that out on the first one? Let's put a new one in. Come back and take that one. Don't make sense.
There's a lot of churches in Rome have gold leaf on their statues and stuff. I must take a trip to Rome.
I'll start a GoFundMe for that one just to see your ass locked up.
I think the Italian police would really like to get hold of me, and I think we catch a foreigner, let's kick the shit out of him.
What they do.
But when I was in Rome, and you'd be walking around the churches and looking at them, it's an unreal amount of gold that's in there, and no one actually tries to steal it. Well, I don't think anyone tries to steal it because it's still there.
See Irish over there with a razor blade.
Peeling it off.
Oh, I dropped a piece.
I wonder if I peeled it off and I had a can of gold spray paint and just resprayed it. Would anyone notice?
So
I've not seen any criminal activity by anyone.
It's probably so thin that the spray paint is more expensive than the gold that you peel off.
Yeah, it's like when you buy memory and you try to get the gold off it. The memory is more expensive than the gold. But same thing. I know a guy that did that.
You're never going to let this one go, are you, Mike?
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
Say sorry, and they'll forgive you. Yeah, that's right. I'll do it in the Vatican, and then I'll ask for forgiveness, and they'll have to because I've repented.
They're gonna give you forgiveness, all right.
You're
gonna get forgiveness.
Well, I think if I was going to the Vatican, I wouldn't just try and rob the gold leaf stuff. I think I'd rob some of the priceless paintings that have there instead. They'd be worth a bit more.
1 hour, 25 minutes, and 6 seconds. So we have this on video, idiot. Believe me, I will be reporting your ass.
I already said I'm not endorsing anyone to do any criminal activities, including myself.
You're scheming.
This is just joking, in case anyone thinks we're serious.
Oh, now because I put the timestamp. No, I just I would never do that.
If people can't get sarcasm, then I'm afraid that's their problem.
I got my first city warning for the neighbor's property, so I was proud about that.
So you managed to get your neighbor a warning for your stuff.
Yep. I noticed it on her door yesterday. I was like, what the hell is that now? There was 2 pallets sitting against the gate. And it wasn't even really a warning. It was just, remove the pallets, and then on the bottom they put thank you. So it wasn't even a warning.
And then under that, P.S. we know it's you, Mike.
Yeah. They know it's me. They drive past every day. They see me out there. But see, it don't matter because the city gets them anyway. Because most of the time I throw the shit out in the bulk pickup every week. And they'll pick them up. But I have like 6 of the good ones. So I'm going to take those to the scrapyard tomorrow. Give them to them because that's where they came from. Because when I buy all my stuff, it's on pallets.
Did you manage to do the deal with the scrapyard yet on the motors you were looking at doing?
They've been so jacked up down there that I haven't. Right now, I'm trying to get a price on motors because they're not buying my fans anymore.
Okay.
Out of my computers, the plastic fans. So I'm trying to get a deal on a price on motors. Maybe sealed units, and there was something else I wanted. I don't remember what it was. And
question there for you, Ralph, if you're listening or looking.
I'm just gonna stockpile copper and shit.
I don't think Ralph is looking at us anymore.
Ralph.
Question there for you, Ralph.
What?
Question.
Ralph, are you still working on the same camcorder? No, I am now working with a very squeaky Dremel, fake Dremel tool to work on this second pendant. This is the Nordic Gold one. This is the Sunset Bronze one. I forgot what it was for a minute there. I did find another camcorder I wanted to scrap out.
Oh, yes.
Shred.
We get that from an astronaut?
Right.
This thing was made, or at least sold, the year I was born. So this thing is ancient. I'm not sure if there's going to be anything of interest in there. And no, I'm not going to sell it because I don't want the hassle of trying to sell stuff. Nobody over here likes this stuff.
That would be ancient if it was built the year Shark was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not big enough. The transistor tubes would never fit in there.
Right.
Be like this big, like on your shoulder.
So, Irish, when you were talking about the gold leaf,
yes.
I visited this hotel in Dubai.
Oh, yes.
When it first opened, the Al Burj,
Yes.
What's it called here? Burj Al Arab. And it was a grand opening ceremony, and we pulled in and we got to visit and tour the hotel. That they have 2-story apartments, and the staircases are gold plated and gold leafed.
Oh, wow.
And the guy that was giving us the tour was telling us that, during construction, these trucks would pull up with the gold under armed guard, and then the construction workers would have guards with them as they took the gold up to the room and then monitored them while they were constructing the room and applying the gold. And of course, there's gold sinks and gold faucets and gold everything all over the place. It's like after a while, your eyes just start to hurt because there's so much gold.
What about if you went in with some a little container of Aqua Regia and just poured it into the gold sinks and
They would shoot you.
Timestamp 1 hour 29. Let me write that one down too. You're going down, boy. You're going down.
They're going to send a hit squad out for Irish.
Yeah. And I'm going to be right there pointing. He's right there. He's right there. Right there.
There. The rubber around this wire was so brittle that it all peeled off, and now it's the copper. What you call that? The outer layer, the copper shield.
Oh, that's a microphone.
It's a microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little worried about what that was when you first came walking up with it.
Aluminium. This thing is actually it doesn't get enough power from the device that it's connected to, so you have to put like a battery in there. Old 70s stuff.
Yeah, proves me.
Oh look, hey, you can extend this thing even. Look at that.
I don't think StreamYard collect videos.
Can you stream from a prison cell? Yeah, imagine I'm in prison and they go. I just go. I have a request. I have to do a live at the moment. Do you mind?
Sunday.
I have to do my Sunday live.
What? Wow. I'm watching Amy go through hell right now, and she was just about to take off her pants.
Yeah, she had them unzipped. Yeah.
What the hell sort of chip was she eating?
Yeah.
Take her pants off.
I don't know. I want those. I'll put them in the Pringles can and ask the young ladies, Pringle?
Would you like one? Hey, you can get prison as well. Timestamp that, please.
I was about to say, speaking of prison cells.
Mike, timestamp, please.
Nope. I like
oh, yeah, I forgot. You and Ralph.
I love Ralph.
Yeah.
Yes, I love you too, Mike.
Excuse me, young lady, would you prefer these Pringles or this rag that smells very much like ether?
Excuse me, madam, does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
Timestamp.
Best pickup line ever.
Hey,
oh my God, Grandpa Kevin's in the house.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin, how are things with you, sir? Kevin, did you get onto scrap and all that e-waste and stuff you picked up a couple of weeks ago yet? Is more the question. Be hard for Kevin to do all the scrap now. To see him on, he's nearly as bad as Ralph now. To see him on lives, left, right, and centre. So it'd be hard to do any scrapping out when you're always on lives. A big capital N-O.
I tell you what, Friday last week, I just went to the shark cage and worked on scrap, just processing scrap. I did not do any pickups. I didn't answer the phone. All I did was work on processing scrap all day. I'm so far behind. It's ridiculous.
And how did you get so far behind? Is it just this, you've got so many pickups going on, or is it just...
Yeah. It calls me 80 times a week. That's why.
No, I get, I'll be headed down to the shark cage and I'll get a call from somebody. Hey, can you come do a pickup? Or, I'll get a pickup scheduled and you go do a pickup and then you get another pickup. And the next thing you know, the day is shot and you haven't gotten anything scrapped out. Or maybe you've knocked out one or two computers. It gets frustrating.
But picked up 50. Oh, hello
there.
That's
the reason you haven't scrapped anything out. You're on too many lives.
Oh, well.
Hey, welcome in, Anio, Kevin. Good to see you, sir, as always.
Thank you.
That sticker board behind you is getting really, really full, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
I see mine on there even.
Yes.
Mine is
right there.
The only rectangle one.
I can see shark straight away because the color yellow stands out straight away.
Yeah,
I can see Everyday Solars straight away.
Everyday Solars is easy. One of the biggest stickers.
Yeah, I can see Cruiser Max.
Yes, two of them even.
Yeah, I see Cruiser Max there. His stands out really well.
Hey, Kevin, who do you know in the Army?
There's a man that I do a mailing for. That's why I got that sticker right over my head there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the 12th Cavalry Regiment.
This could be a game. Pick out the stickers you know. I think I see you over there.
I know this guy here. You know this one?
I see both Ian Matthews stickers. There's one on the other side as well, just next to mine.
Yes, right
there. That's the newer Ian Matthews sticker.
Yeah, and then there's 2 for Solars.
Yeah, one there and one further over.
And the new one.
Yeah, plenty of stickers there.
Yeah. I really need to hang up my boards as well. I can
I hang up my boards as well.
Hey, Pooh's mate, Tim.
Yeah, everyone is saying hi to you there, Kevin. Raphael, Tim.
Mike, you want some computers to scrap out, Mike? I've got probably 100 of them.
No.
Okay.
I don't have one, and I'm happy about it.
Oh, even better. Well, the only thing you have is the all-in-ones or the apples.
Yeah, those are going to,
the crapples.
They're going to the breakage pile.
Yeah.
Hey, Scrappy and Hoarder and Tinkering said his should be up there. Is his up there, Grandpa Kevin?
Let me turn the light on. Maybe we'll see.
Present him.
Mike is getting ready to do what
Scrapping, Hoarding, Tinkering Fun. He has one that is round, I think, which is basically his logo.
We're trying to look now.
His YouTube logo. I don't see it there.
Right here.
Oh, there it is. Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
That's why
it has to go on there.
I have to. Yes, it has to go up there yet. Apologies for not having it up there yet. I have a few. Yeah, I got that back in June.
So Irish, Mike is doing what a lot of people in the U.S. do before Thanksgiving. They starve themselves so they have room for when the 2 semi trucks show up full of e-waste that he's going to have to unload from Canada.
Oh yeah,
that's on hold.
That's on hold. Yeah, it might be December or January, right, Mike?
It might be longer because he got a call from customs, and e-waste is considered hazardous material.
Oh no!
Now he has to. Yeah, he's looking into seeing what he has to do to get that license.
Oh man!
It's in the works. He has it in the works. I'm kind of glad because I really don't want to dick with that shit in winter.
Is that the Canadian side mandating that, or the U.S. side?
I think it's probably, I don't know. It's probably both of them. I don't know. It technically is considered hazardous waste if you look it up. It really is.
Oh, is it? Yeah, e-waste is considered hazardous waste everywhere.
Yeah.
It's because the heavy metal
code once.
But I thought it was kind of cool that customs actually got a hold of him and let him know. So he's like, I'm glad they called because if I would have got to the border, that would have sucked.
Yeah, that would
to find out there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only an hour and a half away from me, so I told him start throwing a bunch of little shit in postal boxes and send it to me. I said, you're still gonna make freaking a shitload of money. Hey, Evie. So
yeah,
I'm kind of glad it's kind of like pushed back a little bit more. Because like I said, he's talking December, January, and it's gonna be, butt ass cold here.
Yeah. I was watching
I don't want to be dicking around out in the cold and shit.
I was going to say, I was watching Miss Canadian Scrapper the last night. She was live and she was doing the jerky, eating all the different types of jerky. It was awful funny. The faces on some of them when they eat it, and you could tell that they hated the stuff they're eating. It was very funny.
Hey, did anybody see Solar's video she put up yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No,
Nice.
did she put it? Oh, I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I have to go watch it yet.
Oh, I'll have to check that out later.
Yeah. No scrapping involved, but collecting.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of collecting. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's got a full plate and a half.
Yes.
And I had looked up the shipping codes, the freight code for e-waste, and I just can't find it right off the top of my head. But I had the category for it here in the U.S. because I'm looking at shipping some stuff up to Atlanta, and I can't find it now. Oh well.
Isn't that by Athens?
Pardon?
Isn't that by Athens?
Yeah, he's got an itch.
So do I.
When you're done,
Oh,
we
I
bring-
wish I could have got a picture of it, but the guy like flew past me. But with the truck went flying past, is coming home, and his license plate was Sharky 1. But he was going too fast. I couldn't get it to come in clear.
Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah.
It was Sharky 1.
So my daughter sent me some beef jerky from Texas for my birthday, and I swear to God, I think they used more salt than they did beef.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that stuff gets rough.
Yeah, that's not really a thing over here. Jerky isn't really something you see in the shops at all.
Well, not at least not the kind of jerky he's talking about, right?
Plenty of jerks.
As in nervous and jerky.
Oh, Kevin.
Hey, I gotta try.
And this beef jerky, so it's like you got to cut it into bite-sized pieces, because otherwise you grab hold of it like this and you're like pull your teeth out.
Just to get a chomp off it. That's called hardtack. From Texas, it's called hardtack.
No, it's not a biscuit. It's jerky, and oh my God, it's tough. It tastes
like
it has
leather.
flavor to it, but
It was like eating leather.
yeah, that's kind of.
Chewing on leather.
Special.
So how are things with you anyhow, Kevin? Are you still picking up e-waste stuff, or are you just
Yeah,
away from it?
I've got a car dealership here. I do some work for them. I do printing for some of their forms.
Yeah.
And their service manager I've known for the past 3 dealerships that he's worked for. And he says they're getting ready to redo the whole building. And he says the whole upstairs is full of stuff. So I said, well, throw my name out there.
Oh, that'd be
Well,
nice.
keep my fingers crossed. Old computers, the old auto scanners that they would use to clear the codes and set the software and so forth. Bunch of stuff.
There you go. Mike, Scrapman 50. You said you hadn't seen him in a while. There he is.
Howdy.
I'm back to trying to order my daughter's dinner. Good to see you, Scrapman 50.
What's up, Diddy?
Hey, come on, Scrapman 50.
Maybe the next time you see him, Mike, he'll be Scrapman 52.
Or 51.
So, Scrapman 50, what have you been up to? Have you been scrapping out much? Have you doing much gold recovery? What are you working on at the moment? Tell us.
Me?
Do tell.
No, Scrapman 50, I was saying. What's he been
Oh,
up to?
Scrapman 50. Okay. Hey, Rafael.
Oh, but, so, Kevin, are you going to get around to doing them all that? When are you going to get around to doing that e-waste? Did you do?
Before I die. Waste is just to keep me from winding my thumbs up.
Hey man, at our age, you better hurry up, because before you die, it could be sooner than you think.
That's right. I've already planned it. The 3 hours before I die, I'll retire, and those 3 hours are mine.
They'll be yours to do what you want for them last 3 hours.
I think I'm going to go out there and piss off a lot of people.
You already are, so what's new?
Hey, I've got to add the numbers.
You've got to hit them targets.
I'm trying to pad the numbers before I get to the pearly gates.
That's it. Oh, I'm not going north. I'm going south.
Oh, so you're enhancing your chances. I got you.
At least I'll know people.
Yeah, most people you know will be heading that way. You'll be in good company. You won't be on your own.
What is it? Somebody had said once that heaven doesn't want me and hell's afraid of me.
Scrappy Nordin said he's going to make a trip over to you. So he's in, he has to make a trip over to you.
Well, come on up. You're only in Virginia, right? Head north.
What's the temperatures like at the moment over there? Are they beginning to drop back for you?
right here for us, it's 60 degrees, cloudy, threatening rain.
60 degrees. Messed up.
Yep. Was she blind, Scrapman 50? That's even closer.
God dang it.
A bit on the gray side, huh?
He's in Delaware. Okay.
That means he's even closer.
He could be there by.
He's just south of New Jersey.
He could be there by nightfall.
Yeah. If he puts it in overdrive.
Usually, if somebody says, no, never mind. So we got up to 75 today.
The same thing here.
I'm gonna have to break out that hoodie that Board Sort sent me. At this rate,
I treat that hoodie like your shirt.
I have no doubt.
I do.
So you have it framed.
It's laying down there in the pile in the basement somewhere.
So it's framed down in the basement.
Yeah.
I think that's what killed the squirrel.
Underneath a bunch of shit.
There could be another squirrel underneath that.
Could be. Could
That's
be an
what it's
Earl
gonna
underneath
wrap
it.
up the squirrels.
Might be an Earl. You never know. Never know.
That would be a very honorable thing for Earl to be buried in. So I would. That would be.
I wouldn't dishonor Earl like that.
Mike's going to get a priority box and send them down to you when he's gone.
I'm going to send it to Chris. I'm going to send Earl to Chris. You know, I was worried about him. Here you go. Put in a bag and juices and all will go.
When poor old Earl goes, you're going to have to get him stuffed so he'll just be there all the time.
I don't care what he does with him.
No, Kevin, he's gonna put him in a plain cardboard box and send him bulk rate or book rate or something like that. So it takes 6 months to get there.
Yep. By the time Earl gets there, it'll just be a box full of fur and pussy juice.
Oh.
Sealed up in a plastic bag.
I don't even think Chris deserves a plastic bag.
So Scrapman 50 is waiting for Chinese and USPS to send him his new crucible.
Yeah.
How was your crucible getting on, Ralph? The ones you bought, the crucible after it melts, are they still holding up?
You're muted.
You're muted, Ralph.
That's right. He's thinking there isn't much happening.
That's true. I was thinking. Because I keep making a lot of noise here, that's why I keep muting. I think 2 of the crucibles are just broken in, because one I used for Nordic Gold and the other one for the Sunset Bronze. And the one I've used the most is now downgraded to aluminium, and that's been worn down quite a bit.
And how long ago did you find it?
It's over 6 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeanette, welcome in. How do? Jeanette Pickering, welcome in.
Hey, Jeanette.
Well, it all depends on what I melt. If I just do a lot of aluminium, they last way longer than if I keep doing like copper and bronzes and brass.
So, Ralph, are you actually measuring the wall thickness of the crucible as it gets older, or how are you making that judgment?
No, you can tell by how the angles of the ridges where you clamp it with the crucible. That's all really straight and really like a laser cut, and at some point that wears down and it goes all. Yeah, you can kind of tell.
Okay.
The word you're looking for is cattywampus.
There you go.
Cattywampus.
Cattywampus. It goes all cattywampus.
Man, I got a headache now.
Scrapman50 said he has a metal ring fitted to the worn crucible so it won't fall into the furnace on his one.
A metal ring fitted to the worn crucible.
I'll be right
yeah,
back.
that might work. Yeah. Yeah, because at some point the little edge where you grip it, that starts to degrade, and then that gets about the same size as the rest of the crucible, and then it might fall in. Usually when it gets to that, I downgrade it to zinc, and then I only use it for zinc, and it doesn't really wear down that much because you're not going to get it over 500 C.
You see that thing Silver Scorpion has? It's called a hot pot.
Oh yeah, the small electric thing.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I've seen Detector Kev also uses one. But yeah, they are the very basic thing for melting. You can use them for tin and pewter and lead and bismuth and maybe for zinc, but not much more.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, and if you a funny toy, yeah.
I was going to say, if you were just melting copper constantly, Ralph, how long would you get usually out of your crucible?
Oof, I don't know. How many ingots would I be able to cast? Yeah. I don't know, somewhere 20, 25 maybe. I'm not sure, because the maximum heat does really degrade the. It goes smooth. You can try to put an old crucible bottom on the bottom of your furnace to stop the worn one from falling in. Yeah, that might work. To have it to basically have something to sit on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still find pieces of my crucible in the backyard.
Yeah, but that was a clay graphite crucible. That was one for a propane furnace. Yeah.
That thing took a major explosion. Like, whoo.
Explosion.
I usually get about 10 to 15 mils from the ones I use. I melt copper 2 pounds at a time.
Yeah, about a kilogram at a time.
Yeah, so it's going to
keep so that's basically what I do. I make one of those bars every time. If I make an alloy, I try to go for a 1 kilogram bar. Yeah.
2.2 pounds.
Which is 2.2, yeah.
We won't get technical, but it's 2.204.
Oh, really?
Oh, there we go now.
And you know what they say? It all adds up.
What are you eating there, Shark?
That's just geriatric vitamins.
I cut up the beef jerky.
I mean,
that's beef jerky we're on about.
Yeah. Okay. They're normally, long pieces, so I just cut them up into bite-sized pieces so I didn't have to rip my teeth out of my head.
Yeah, I had to go to the shop and get the circular saw.
What'd you run out of poly grip?
Yeah, you had to go and get the jaws of life from the fire brigades to cut it.
Yeah, Florida scrapper.
Lulu liked it.
She has better teeth than you. She's waiting for more.
Can I get some more, Dad? How about a little more?
Hey, well, the dog doesn't even taste it. They just swallow it.
I was about to say it's nearly 10 o'clock, so in my time. So it's coming up near the end of the show. So I'm going to ask everyone, what's their plan for the week? So, Ralph, what's your story?
Probably just working, and I'm going to make more of these things, which I was working on. More and more.
Oh, nice.
There you go. I got Nordic Gold, Sunset Bronze. I'm going to make maybe a silver one, aka aluminium.
Okay, and any videos come out too?
And when those are done, there will be a video somewhere by the end of November, probably.
Okay. Sharky, what's your plan? Any news? Anything happening?
Yeah, we've got some just some specific items that we're scrapping out this week. Okay. So it'll be some just some stuff that I've picked up over the course of scrapping that looks like it might be interesting and fun to scrap out.
Okay. So you found them when you were doing your day of scrapping. You go, oh, hold on, I'll hold on to that and I'll do a video on that, and I'll hold on to that and do a video on that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. It's like, oh, I've never done that before. That could be interesting. Or, you know,
yeah. That's how our scrap builds up, and then we go, oh, I need to get around to scrapping that stuff.
Yeah, yep. So I try to throw these videos in every now and then so that I can keep whittling away at that pile.
Yeah.
I need one of
These
your
piles
pours
get
for my
bigger and
friends.
bigger. You go, oh, I need to save that for a video. I need to save that for a video. I need to save that for a video. And then we get around to scrapping them. What was I going to say? Grandpa Kevin, what are you up to?
I've got a week's worth of junk mail that I have to do. Fundraising mailings for nonprofit groups.
Hey, as long as you get paid for it, or are you doing it for free?
Oh, there's nothing comes for free.
There you go. As long as you're getting paid for it, who cares? So people be cursing when they get that in the thing. They go, oh, bloody junk mail. It's all
That's
because
right.
of you, Kevin.
That's right. Junk mail. I know who sent that out. Let's go mug them.
Let's go mug 'em.
Mike, any plan for the week? What's your story, or just a mystery man?
Scrapyard pickup Monday, boiler pickup Tuesday, scrapyard pickup Wednesday, and order dinner for my daughter today.
for her birthday that was in August.
In August.
You know, so it is.
He's only 4 months late.
But I did just send her a message to come order this shit because. But other than that, I don't know.
Well, excuse me. I need a bit of water. I think I nearly swallowed something the wrong way. Can you imagine people would throw a pretty good car alternator? I got 3 pounds of copper from it. Hey, if people throw it out and you make money out of it, let them keep throwing it out.
I can imagine that. I see it all the time.
There
I
are
love those kind of people.
Yep.
I got a bucket full of those alternators and starters, generators. I used to rebuild them back in the day. I don't know if we're taking the copper out though.
They're a
Well,
pain in the ass to take apart.
Not with a grinder.
Yeah, well,
Lulu decided that the jerky was too salty for her. She took off to go get a drink of water.
You'll be over there in a minute yourself, sharing the water with her if you keep eating that jerky.
There's a comment there for Ralphie.
I'll have a video out on Thursday, I think, and should be live next Sunday. So I'm going to call it at that, and I'm going to let Ralph finish it up. Again, anyone that came in, anyone that came up in the panel, anyone that was in the chat, anyone that didn't, or just watching and didn't even comment, I appreciate your time as always, and hopefully we'll see you next Sunday again. Ralph?
Well, you have 2.5 more minutes until you've reached the 2
Right,
hours.
he's
So
shortchanging his viewers. He's got
I'm-
his supporters, and he's shortchanging them. What a prick.
Okay,
I'm going to answer scrapping, hoarding, tinkering fun there.
2.5 minutes is left. Ralph, did I hear you made a hammer one time?
Yes, I've shown it many times. It's not
No, I haven't-
here
I've
with
shown
me.
that
It's in my thingamajigger.
What?
Ew.
In the cupboard with all the other casts and pours and whatever.
Oh,
So,
I see.
scrapping, hoarding, tinkering fun. I don't have any silver. I have never molten any silver and not cast anything with it. So if you want me to make something out of silver, send me some silver. Otherwise, I'd probably make something out of, I don't know, Nordic gold or aluminium bronze or whatever. And I am in the process of designing a channel bar, not a channel round.
Scrap, I've said what happens to the 4-hour chats. Haven't done a 4-hour chat in a long time. I think I'm getting confused between me and Raphael's lives.
Raphael always does like 4 or 5, 6 hours.
Yeah. Raphael is the one for if you want the long scrap chats, you go to Raphael's on a Saturday night and you can get up to 6 hours of them. So there you go.
And if you send him booze, you can go even longer.
Yeah. So, and again, if there's anyone there who hasn't subscribed to any of the guys here's channels, please feel free to subscribe to the guys that have been up tonight. You have plenty of sources of information there, and different channels do different things. So it may be something that you can watch and say, "Oh, I never knew that." So If you're not already a subscriber to any of these guys' channels, it's been up. Subscribe to them.
This is
Ralph,
this is the longest minute and a half of your life, isn't it?
I'm here. I'm waiting for Ralph to give me the signal that it's that I've hit my 2 hours. Ralph, have I done my 2 hours?
Not yet. No. You should be able to see that as well.
Right.
I can't at the moment, actually.
You got
because-
20 more seconds. It should say in the corner of StreamYard.
Yeah, but as I told you, my screen at the moment is too big. I'm not getting the edges of the screen.
Oh, right.
That's my issue. You know,
He's a
I'm
noob.
not getting the thing. So that's why I was saying.
understand. Now you can stream and not let people get their full, 2 hours worth. I just don't understand. Look at now you're over 2 hours. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a couple of seconds.
Now you're
Yeah,
right.
now you're giving it up.
Ralph.
So, scrapping, hoarding, tinkering, fun. Email me on my about page, and for everyone else, scrap you later.
Bye bye. Thanks for being here.
Bye all.